two of you, so have fun.
Lauren, first question. You haven't been here that long, but how have you been like ingrained into like learning about like all the the tragedies that have happened here, especially like the Remember the Four?
So actually, before I got here, when I was at Butler, a girl transferred from Oklahoma State to Butler that year, and she got to play right away. So I had heard about what had happened because she got to play right away, and I was like, well, why are you going to play right away? I have to sit here, and it was because of the tragedy, and I heard about the people that were in the tragic accident, but I knew about it prior to coming here, but I think being here and being a part of it and seeing the memorials that they built for the people that passed and just the whole thing it makes it more like it makes it hit closer to home, and it was a really terrible thing that happened, and I'm glad that I'm here to be able to play in memory of those people.
Do you think it makes like the game itself like not mean as much? Like not like the game didn't mean anything, but you guys were just trying to celebrate and honor them.
Right. I mean, it wasn't even about the score or what was going on. It was bigger than us tonight, and I kind of tweaked my ankle a little bit, but I was like, this is like bigger than me. I can go back out there and keep playing. I'll be fine for this game because it's about honoring those that passed for the people that came before us, and I think we all understood that. And we came in the huddle, and Kaylee kind of talked about that, like honor those before us. And the other team actually held up the fours and looked up, and they were a prime example of what it's like to how you respect people that pass, and I really respect their team for that.
For both of you, is it cool to see like normally you do like a moment of silence, but for this they do a moment of where everybody stands up and claps instead? How cool is that?
Ari and I, we both think it was cool. It's just an event that you can't really come to grips with, but you understand what it means to the school, and for everybody to come and support and clap, and everybody's standing, and that's how big of a deal it is. And it's a sad experience, but I think everybody wants to celebrate the fact that we're able to play for them, all the people that were gone. So.
For both you guys, between the two of you, you had 13 steals. As a team, had a total of 20. I think, Lauren, you had like all 7 of yours in the first half. What was like the mentality like on the defensive side of the ball, where you were just, guys were flying around and making those plays? So, and how do you think that led into your offense? Obviously, that might have led to fast break points. So, defensive mentality, what's that like for you guys right now?
Well, Coach always talks about getting easy buckets without anybody having to pass you the ball. So you work hard, you get easy buckets, and it also builds confidence. And, like, every day in practice, Lauren pushes me to go harder and harder every single day, like run even when I'm tired, because she's always going to pass the ball up. So.
Yeah, I think Ari's right. We kind of do all this stuff in practice. I've said that time and time again, but we really pressured up in the first half, and I think we always try to get going in the first 3 minutes, and we did that tonight with our defense. And we got in passing lanes and were able to get steals and layups to get our momentum going before they could. And I think at the beginning we played a team, and they were able to do that, take the first punch, and tonight we were. So we got out to a really good start.
Lauren, talked about 7 steals in the first half. Me and Nate commented, like, at halftime, she may be on her way to like a quadruple double with like, the first half she just had. It didn't pan out that way, but tonight you really stuffed the stat sheet. 7 rebounds as well. What's it like for you to like, kind of like lead this team right now in all facets of the game?
I just try to do whatever needs to be done. A lot of rebounds kind of came to me. The bigs were boxing out, and so I was able to get easy rebounds, and then steals, I just played in the passing lanes. But it just, whatever's open. You see tonight I only had 2 assists. I was passing the ball, I promise. But, it just doesn't pan out like that every time. And so I had rebounds tonight, and, another night I may have 3 rebounds. It just, whatever is going to come to me is what I'm going to take. So I'm not really going for a quadruple double or anything, but if it's there, I'm going to go for it.
And you and Kaylee Jensen have kind of obviously a lot of focus was on her last year, and you come in now. You're able to spread the ball around and score as well. I think you guys had 12 of the first 15 points. Are you guys kind of looking to be that 1-2 punch that can kind of like come in and come out fast, like you guys have been doing?
Yeah, we just want to take what the defense gives us, and I think she was a threat inside for sure versus their posts, and I just got out in the passing lanes and got easy steals. But I actually got out and got a bunch of steals, and I was able to run ahead of her, and instead of me passing the ball up to her, she was able to get it to me. So 1-2 punch, whatever whatever they want to say. I'm not, I don't really buy into all the hype or whatever is going on. I just really want to win games, and we have a big schedule coming up, so I'm really trying to focus and be a better practice player to help the team.
You talked about that, big games coming up. You got Tennessee and UCLA on the non-conference slate. You guys are coming out really fast. Obviously, Tuesday, a historic quarter with 33 points. Where do you guys go from here to be prepared for those big matchups that are coming up?
We've got to get more offensive rebounds, and we've got to box out. Those are the two things that no matter who we're playing, we have to do those two things. And if we don't, we're not going to win those games, and we know that. And so, we need to make a change at some point. I think tonight, after he said something about it, they only got 2 offensive rebounds the rest of the game. So I think we're making a change, and we just need to add on to that in practice and just keep building. But until that happens, I'm just going to keep saying that every time. Whoever's watching this, we need to get offensive rebounds, including myself.
Anything to add, Ariana? No?
Anything else, guys? All right, thanks, ladies.
Thanks.
Well, tonight was more than a basketball game. It was good to see Miranda Cerna's family and the Budkeys here and the Brandstetters, and it was a really nice day yesterday as far as the memorial. If you've been outside, what a beautiful memorial and what a great tribute to 4 special people. And my mind's been there for a long time, but it's especially been there the last 2 days. So as far as the basketball game goes, we had trouble making a shot. They had trouble making a shot. And sometimes it gives the perception that you didn't play well when you don't make shots. And we played okay. We just couldn't make a shot, especially in the first half. But second half, I thought we did a good job of reversing the ball, having some patience, getting good shots, and we just struggled to shoot the ball. I really believe we got a good shooting team, and there's nights that it doesn't go in, so that's why we preach to our players that defense and rebounding will be there for you every night. And it's nice to be cold and score 80.
As you referred to, is this one of those days where, as you said, basketball takes a back seat, and remembering those 4 lives lost just means so much more?
Guys, there's a lot of things more important than a basketball game, and absolutely, that's a great statement on your part. And we would have liked to play better, but the last 2 days are about, Larry Reese says it best, about we will never forget. We will always remember. And that's what the last 2 days have been about. And we move on, get ready to play a game on Sunday, but it was sure good to see the families and just quality people. And before I go any further, UT Rio Grande Valley, the way they came out on the court and they patted their heart and put a 4 in the sky, class act. Larry Tidwell is a class act. And he's been a good friend of mine for a long time, was a real good friend of Coach Budke and Miranda. And I just thought there was sportsmanship and class demonstrated by his coaching staff, his players, and his entire staff. And kudos to them, and just a first-class guy.
And can you talk a little bit about how you thought that, because normally a moment of silence is what happens in the situation, but you started the standing ovation instead?
I don't know if you were here 6 years ago, but I gave Coach Budke's eulogy 6 years ago, and at the end of it I said, you know, Coach was an upbeat guy. Coach liked this place rocking, and instead of a moment of silence, let's get this place rocking. And all the people that were there for the service stood up, and I think Larry kind of remembered that when he announced that. And that's the type of guy Coach Becky was. He'd want everybody up, clapping, cheering, being positive, and that's what that's based on.
Coach, Lauren Goodwin and Ariana Combs combined for 13 assists. The team had 20. You know, defensively, you guys were flying all over the place and had quite a few fast break points, probably as a result. What's like the defensive mindset been that you've been telling them, and you know, are you proud of how they, you know, played out there with, you know, like just getting those steals and defensively just locking down?
Well, sometimes we had some breakdowns, but you know, you're getting picky if they score 38 and you're not pleased with that. And they were 2 for 32 from the 3 line, but we're more athletic than we were a year ago, and we've really been working on having our defense create offense. And I think we turned the 24 turnovers into 19 points in transition and 25 points off of their turnovers. So our group did a good job tonight of using defense to create offense.
You know, Kaylee Jensen and Lauren Goodwin came out and scored probably like 12 of the first 15 points. You know, obviously you talked about in previous interviews, Kaylee had a lot of focus on her last year, and now, you know, you guys have some shooters. Lauren is probably taking the pressure off her quite a bit. So, you know, are you pleased with having kind of that 1-2 punch to come out and, like, not only, you know, have them take pressure off each other, but get the other girls open as well?
Well, I think there's a little bit more than a 1-2 punch, but those two are exceptional players, and you see 3 players in double figures and a fourth one 9 and another one with 8. You know, when you're pressing that where you have 4 or 5 kids in double figures, you're going to be a lot harder to defend. And I know Kaylee appreciates the fact that she's seeing more single teams and maybe some double teams, but last year there were 3 or 4 people in the lane consistently. So I know she appreciates playing with guards that can make perimeter shots. We didn't tonight, but we've got a good shooting team, and these kids are going to be fine.
Now, you guys have come out pretty strong in both on Tuesday's game and tonight, but you know, Lauren was adamant that you guys have stuff to work on, like offensively you need to rebound a bit more, she said. So with, you know, some tough games coming up on the non-conference slate like Tennessee and UCLA, what do you guys need to work on coming up, you know, to just build off of these, you know, good starts you're having?
Well, we want to play well against Northwestern in here for our fans on Sunday, but when you get to Cancun, South Dakota's got a really good team as well. I think they won 24-25 games and return almost their entire team, and then you have Tennessee after that. So we still gotta improve. Our number one thing that we need to work on is rebounding the basketball on both ends. We've always been a program based on creating more and better shots. Well, the way you create more shots is offensive rebounding and steals, run out layups, putbacks. So we've got to get a sense of people taking pride and going to the glass. We've got 4 people kind of sitting out on the perimeter waiting for the next pass, and we got to do a better job of anticipating shots and getting to the glass. Did a nice job of blocking out the last 12, 13 minutes of the game, but gave up way too many offensive boards. You do that against Tennessee, South Dakota, you give up an offensive board against South Dakota, they're going to kick it to 3 on the outside. But our focus is about getting better tomorrow, preparing for Northwestern on Sunday. We got some people banged up, so we got to take care of some little bruises. And games, you know, players love this time of year because they're not practicing much. I think we had like 5 games in 10 days. Our schedule's getting ready to come, so we got to get healthy, take care of ourselves, and get ready to go.
Jaden Hobbs continues to come out there and knocking down shots. Can you just describe how important she's going to be coming up if she can keep doing that?
Well, Jaden's getting better every day, but Jaden's still not, and she'll tell you that too. She's still not where she wants to be or knows she can be. That's a serious injury to come off of, but you know, I say this about Jaden Nobbs. Every time she shoots the ball, I think it goes in. I think it's going in, and that's a good feeling to have out of a young lady. All we need to do is to have her change her order of looks. She needs to shoot first and look to pass second, and she's a good enough and high enough basketball IQ that she can adjust and feed the post. But the best thing that she could do for this team right now is look to shoot first and pass second, and her game will come around. She's gonna be a good player. I've recruited her hard. There's a reason she's Oklahoma Player of the Year, and there's a reason she won 3 state championships in a row, because she's a winner.
Anything else for Coach, guys?
Guys, thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
If I don't see you on Sunday, have a good Thanksgiving.